Hi, I'm Todd with Whole Latte Love, and today we're going to take a quick look at 3 grinders.
What do we got, Todd?
Well, we got 2 Rocky grinders, which is the Rocky Doser, Rocky Doserless, and then the Gaggia MDF. We find that the Rocky's a little more expensive, but the MDF is a really nice grinder also, so we thought we'd kind of put them up head to head so you can see what they're all about. I'm not going to go too in depth, but
we're going to look inside at the motors at some point.
We'll take a little peek at that for sure. My videos always like to go inside. Okay, here's the Doser version, okay? Beans go in the top. Coffee, when you turn on the button on the side here, comes out there. And when you want to dose, excuse me there, grab your handle. There's basically 4 pulls of the handle. Works pretty nice.
Oh, and that's why you like, why do you like a doser, or why would somebody maybe want to choose a doser or not?
Yeah, I'm not saying I actually advocate for dosers, but a lot of people say they don't like them, but some people do like them, and here's why. Because if you're dosing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you get a little too much, what are you going to do with it? I mean, you can waste it, or you can just, depends if you're having people over, you just put it back into there, grind your, brew your shot, and then go again, dose again. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't mind dosers. I like them.
Okay.
Oops, that goes better. And you notice you got a little catch over here, so if you do get coffee down in here, you can. This comes off.
You almost always get some spill, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
And we'll go over here to the Doserless.
Now these guys are identical.
Yeah.
As far as,
Yeah, if you look at them.
Motors, housings,
same.
everything.
They just change the way this part is. This here's a little bit different, and then obviously just that part.
So same motor, same burst, same speed, same
you got
everything.
So there has a button on the side you turn on, and then a button down here you have to hold.
You got to hold that one while you're doing it. So it's pretty much always a 2-hand job using this one?
Yes. Yep. Now, if you want to adjust the grind, they always say to adjust the grind while the grinder's going. If you want to go find, you can't do it on that one unless you had 3 hands. One for here, one for here, and one for here. So you can give little adjustments like that. I mean, it's okay to do. Just don't do huge adjustments, finer.
Okay. And how many, grind settings, so you're adjusting the grind on the top there, and
you've got a bunch, where it goes all the way around to, I don't know.
0 to
whatever.
something.
Really coarse.
Yeah. So you can run from Turkish right up to a coarse for press, or
exactly. With both these grinders, even the MDF, you can grind super fine on these, and they can handle it. It's not a problem.
Okay.
The MDF over here, beans go on the top.
Yeah, they look. They're kind of similar layouts to these guys.
Yeah, and then grinds go into the doser here, and then what I like to do is, when I dose this, I put one thumb up here, then pull the handle like this.
Okay.
Okay, because it does move on the grinder. It doesn't have really rubber feet on the bottom, which you could always Home Depot or someplace and get some soft feet there, rubber feet that'll grab on.
Now the exterior on the Gaggia, that's pretty much all.
That's plastic.
Hard plastic.
But it's a pretty hard plastic.
Yep.
It's pretty heavy duty actually. Okay. And then on the Rockies, you have a thin stainless steel with an aluminum frame here.
Okay.
With these, when you're shipping, you got to be careful because you got to really pack them right, or they can't get damaged.
Okay.
The MDFs, they hold up real good under shipping, except for this part here. If the handle gets packed in such a way that it can snap off. Okay, so you notice how we had the grinders full of coffee before, the dosers. You may be saying, well, I don't really want to waste coffees. So you say, okay, how do I do it without wasting all the coffee? What you can do is you can do a couple things. One is you can just turn the grinder on and start pulling the handle like this. So you go like that. You've probably seen them doing the coffee shops all the time. Hear that clack, clack, clack. Or you can do this. You can maybe, like this grinder, we know in about 16 seconds, it'll grind enough for a double shot. And start a timer. And you grind, let it go. And when you get your times up, you just turn it off, clear handle. And if you have a scale set up, you can weigh it just to check. Any excess, which you don't want to have, you can dump off into the doser like that. So those are 2 different ways you can do it, so you don't waste a lot of coffee. One thing you will notice that you do get a little extra coffee left in here. So your you may get some of the old coffee mixed with the fresh. Okay, can you see that in there?
Yep.
So that's give you a little idea of comparison between a doser and a non-doser for actual use.
Let's talk about grind quality because
Okay.
they're, I mean, in that,
Yeah, they're both very similar.
both
Extremely
very similar.
Yep.
It's hard to say one would give you a better grind than the other.
No, we've brewed a lot of shots on both of them, and they both do really, really well.
Well, it's
They
kind of
both-
interesting.
The 50 millimeter commercial burrs. There's the Rocky. Timber. There's the MDF.
And so they're essentially identical except for one kind of interesting little thing.
Yeah,
There's a reason for
they
that.
actually face the opposite way. The burrs. With these angle this way, and those go back the other way, because the rotation is different. The Rocky here is a direct drive motor.
Okay.
Okay, motor spins, grinds the coffee, everything's wonderful. The MDF here, you notice if the motor spins this direction,
Yeah.
the burrs spin the other way.
And that's
Okay.
because?
Well, it's a gear reduction system.
Yeah.
Yep. So what do we say? It took 11 turns of the motor
To get
go
one.
one full revolution of the burrs up here.
Okay.
So what you'll find is that the Rocky or the MDF is a really low speed grinder, very low speed as compared to the Rocky, which is a direct drive motor.
And we did some tests. And what did
Yeah.
we see?
Yeah, we found that on the average, the MDF was about 5 degrees lower ground coffee temperature.
Yeah, we were getting in a lot of variables involved here, but 79 degrees or so on
Yeah,
the MDF.
On the MDF, yeah.
And-
About 85 or so on the Rocky.
Right.
But that's just after you're brewing enough for maybe, or grinding enough for a couple shots.
So it's really kind of a negligible difference in the
Yeah.
end, maybe, unless you were grinding all day
Yep.
continuously.
Yeah. Now, as far as dialing them in, you do have little finer grind settings on the Rocky. In the MDF, it clicks between one setting and the next.
And there's little numbers up
Yep.
in there.
I'm on 6 now, and 7.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. It's a little bit large between the settings here.
Right.
But if you find that 6 is a little slow, and 7's a little fast, you can go with 6 and maybe just updose, or 7 just updose just a little bit, and you can take care of that. I've used this grinder a lot. I've never had a problem dialing the grinder in. In fact, it's very easy. Pretty much the same with the Rockies. You can get these dialed in pretty good because it's not an infinite adjustment,
Right.
but they're small increments.
Okay.
Yeah, so that works for that.
And as far as grind time, we did some tests with that too as well. So we got them all dialed in, did a double shot on each, and it was
Yeah. This is definitely a little bit slower.
Right.
You know, we'll take it with an extra 4 seconds for 18 grams, I believe.
I think we did 21 seconds on that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it takes a little bit longer, but it's not huge.
Right.
What else we got?
What else? So same burrs, but quite a bit of a price difference
Yeah.
here.
Sure. Did you look at the coffee coming out of this?
Yeah, let's take a look.
It's just kind of.
And this was we dialed this in
Yep.
for this. So.
Yeah. So that's what it looks like when it's actually dialed in. And
Yeah.
right now we're using the ECM Classica PID for our brewing today.
That's where
So
we did
it's
it.
a real nice machine for that. So we got some good stuff to play with.
So overall, basically very similar grinders. Kind of hard to say that one's really going to give you a better grind than the other.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't worry about which one's going to give you a better cup of espresso or cup of coffee. They can both grind coarse and very fine. The key is, how much you want to spend, and if you like the features, you like the direct drive motor. But this is a little less money, and will grind just as good.
And the MDF only comes as a doser,
Correct.
and the Rocky you can do doser or doserless, and that's kind of a personal preference, really, for most folks.
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I think that wraps it up. Todd with Whole Latte Love, Mark behind the camera, and thanks for watching.
Hey, why not subscribe now for easy free access to more videos on everything coffee, brought to you by WholeLatteLove.com.